What's your name, sir?
Eric Michael Damien.
Herrera?
Yes.
All right, I've got warrants for you on a shoplift case out of Justice Court from February of this year. I am going to release you, but I will note that you are in custody. So if the court wants to see you, they can see you. I'll set a court date of June 26th at 8:30. So if you're out of custody, come to Justice Court. Take care of that. All right? Okay.
Yes.
That's it then.
All right, go sit over there.
Your name?
Go sit down.
Judge's name?
Go sit down. Million.
No.
Is Jill the one you're adding? Is that? Oh, okay. Okay. All right. What's your name, sir?
Arthur Gill.
All right. Let's see. I'm seeing you on a warrant out of Pinellas Superior Court for failure to appear on it's an initial arrest warrant from November of 2022, dangerous drug possession, drug paraphernalia. And the court set a $3,000 bond on that one. So counsel looks like he's serving time anyway and on probation. So I should set a $3,000 bond and we'll review it July 16th at 9 o'clock.
Did you get a booster sleep after this?
And I think that's all I need to do. No lawyers on this one. Okay, Mr. Gill, that's it. And you see Mr. Garcia is unavailable again, counsel?
I did not, but I was asked to continue it.
Yep. All right, and that's it, Mr. Gill.
Hey, thank you for that, Kate. Thank you.
Oh,
I
is
wasn't
the
aware that I had the microphone on. Hey,
6759
welcome,
the
Kate.
interpreter? Yeah. Okay.
I'm the only one that calls him that.
That's right, Your Honor.
Probably
Okay, great. Thank you.
Hey, wake up. Hey, Jay's checking in from Wisconsin at the gym right now. Hey, thank you for the astronaut for that racing helmet. Jaden, that's right. Hell yeah, pump that iron.
I still have to get used to seeing you on a day that's not Sunday, Judge.
Yeah, I have to get used to coming.
I'm sure you do, Judge.
Last
sure
Sunday
you do.
I had mornings and evening, and I didn't show up for the morning until like 10 till. So
10 till. Man.
Well, hopefully it was a light Sunday morning.
It was not, but I managed to get through it pretty quickly.
Sounded like my wife when my wife's in her work
meeting. A little
meetings.
panicky when I got the call reminding me, but
they don't care if they win or lose. All right, up next, let's see what we got coming in right now. And as soon as the clock hits 8 o'clock, we're gonna go and be switching over to Maricopa County. All right, so just be prepared. I know this court's a little bit slower. Maricopa's a little bit faster, so we'll be switching on over. Thunder lead game 5. That's right, Matthew. Hey, thank you for keeping us updated on
What's your name, sir?
Basketball. Daniel Lee Harbit.
You're charged with domestic violence, disorderly conduct.
Awa.
If I release you, I'm going to order you not to have any contact with the victim and not to return to his residence. Can you comply with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, no acts of domestic violence, and you got to come back to Justice Court on June 26th at 10:30, or a warrant will issue for your arrest. Okay.
Okay.
Release with those conditions.
Okay. Thank you so much.
saying? Jerome, you popping out with the skin flute. You know what I'm saying?
So take a seat out there. I'll do it.
That's not little.
I'll do it.
That's not Little
Yeah,
Red Riding Hood.
I'll
Jerome.
start
Hey, what up, Dre? How's it going?
Figure it out.
64, 54. Damn.
What's your name, sir?
Desmond Aldrich.
Oh, Mr. Alderete, you are charged. You have a petition to revoke your probation. The allegations that are on December 24th, you had law enforcement contact and failed to report to adult probation. On April 16th, you failed to live at a residence approved by adult probation. During the months of December, January, February, March, and April, you failed to participate in treatment. During the months of October, December, February, and March, you failed to submit to drug and alcohol testing. And on April 17th, you failed to appear for a review hearing.
What up, Braydon?
So I am going to hold you on a $2,500 bond, appoint the public defenders to represent you, and set your case for July 2nd at 1:30. If you
Naomi,
post
thank you
the
for
bond, come
subscribing.
in that day. Otherwise, I'll
appreciate
see you
that.
on video. All right, Mr. Alderete? And that is it.
Next. Come on, man.
Thank you.
No.
All right. Just watching MLB baseball on TV. That's right. Who's on right now? Which game are you watching? If you don't mind sharing, and if you guys don't mind, typing that screen, getting us to 100,000. So 100,000. Nah, let's do 20,000. Man, this is about to looking like Charles Manson. Dodgers.
All right.
Okay.
What's your name, sir?
Frank Jones.
Right. And are you waiving the reading of the charges, counsel?
Yes.
Boston Red Sox traded Rafael to
So
the San Francisco
Goodman
Giants.
asking for a $5,000 bond in pretrial services. Did the defense want to be heard?
That fool looks like Merlin.
Just briefly, Your Honor, he is 72. It does not appear,
72?
excuse me, that he is high on the failure to appear scale. He has lived in Tucson for 19 years. He stated that he's been homeless for the past 6, and he is currently not working. Pretrial Services was somehow able to verify this information. I would just note that while he has some similar priors, in his last conviction, he was placed on probation and seemed to do well with that support. I'm really just asking the court to consider again that he has been here for a long time. He is not currently working. So if there is a bond imposed, he would not be able to make that bond. So I'm asking the court to consider his indigency in setting bond if it will not release him to pretrial services.
Damn, her voice, man.
All right.
I wonder if she's related to Ashley
I
Stinson.
am going to appoint Gary Grinkowitz to represent Mr. Jones. I am going to order him to report to the Pima County Sheriff's Department ID unit within 2 working days following his release. And I'm going to release him to pretrial services. So you need to stay in touch with pretrial services and with Mr. Grinkowitz, and you need to come back to court on July 7th at 1:30, or a warrant will issue for your arrest. You understand, sir?
Yes,
hope
sir.
I don't either,
Yes,
Cody.
ma'am.
All right, then I will release you, but you need to get to the sheriff's department and stay in touch with your
Stinky
attorney and
socks.
stay in touch with pretrial.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, and I didn't catch that, but somebody put that in the comments. They didn't read his. They didn't want to read his charges, so we're gonna go give him a drop one, flush one. Chuco for being a viejo chuco.
Lopez.
All right, here's our first Spanish speaker.
Spanish speaker.
Your Honor, interpreter's on the phone.
Okay, great.
Are you playing Hangman tonight? I don't know if she shows up. She just bust in the door. We'll see if the little James shows up. She'll just bust down the door right now.
All right. So what is your name, sir?
Esteban Lopez. Esteban Lopez.
All right.
Esteban Lopez.
Mm-hmm.
You are charged with aggravated driving under the influence of alcohol and a domestic violence charge.
Oh, he's gonna get 2 flushes for that
Muy
one.
bien, señor. Se le
Agua.
acusa de manejar bajo los afectos, y es un cargo con
He's
agravantes.
out.
Y también hay hay un cargo de violencia intrafamiliar.
Hey, that's what's up, Anthony. I'm glad he
And
got out.
counsel, it looks like Mr. Lopez could be held without a bond, but the state is suggesting bonds on
What
these
up, Annie?
amounts. Do you agree?
Y, licenciados, parece que el señor López podría estar detenido sin fianza, pero parece que la fiscalía está pidiendo una fianza. ¿Están de acuerdo o cómo es la cosa?
¿Cómo es la cosa? What the what?
One moment, Your Honor.
Un segundo, su señoría.
Yes, I do agree based on information that I'm seeing.
Okay.
This is the interpreter. I'm sorry if the interpreter could have repetition on that. I do agree probation, and then I didn't get the rest.
That's right.
I said I do
Coming from
agree
Denny's.
based
What
on
up,
the
Victor?
information I'm seeing.
Estoy de acuerdo en base a la información que estoy viendo.
Yeah.
All
8
right.
o'clock.
So, sir, on the driving under the influence charge, I'm going to appoint the legal defender to represent you.
What up, Rosie?
Muy bien, señor. En cuanto al cargo de manejar bajo los afectos con agravantes, voy a nombrar la oficina del defensor legal para representarlo.
I'm going to order you not to drive without a valid license, no alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to hold you on a $10,000 bond.
10,000. He ain't going
Voy
nowhere.
a ordenar que usted no maneje sin licencia vigente, válida, que no use nada de drogas ni tampoco alcohol, y voy a detenerlo con una fianza de $1,000.
If the bond is posted, you will be released to report to pretrial services, so you have to do that.
Y usted si paga la fianza, lo van a dejar en libertad bajo los servicios, bajo la supervisión de servicios previos a juicio, y tendría que reportarse con ellos.
This is Arizona.
And your next court date will be June 26th at 1:30.
La próxima audiencia se celebrará el 26 de junio a la 1:30 de la tarde.
On your domestic violence assault case, I will appoint the legal defender to represent you.
Bueno, en cuanto al caso que tiene que ver con agresión y cae bajo la categoría de violencia intrafamiliar, también estoy nombrando a la oficina del defensor legal para representarlo.
No contact with the victim, no return to her residence, no acts of domestic violence.
Nada de las condiciones de libertad, que no puede tener contacto con la víctima, que no puede regresar a la casa de ella y tampoco puede hacer nada de violencia intrafamiliar.
I'm going to hold you on a $75,000 bond. If it's
75.
posted, you report to pretrial services.
Y en este caso la fianza se va a fijar en 7,500, y si se deposita la fianza tendría que también reportarse con servicios previos a
What up,
juicio.
And your next court date will be June 26th at 1:30 also.
Y en cuanto a este segundo caso, su próxima audiencia será en la misma fecha, el 26 de junio a la 1:30 de la tarde.
And that's it, sir.
Y ya con eso, señor, se puede retirar.
That fool ain't going nowhere anytime soon. Next! We're just going to give him an extra flush for the DV, if you will. Wrong button.
Oh, sorry.
What's your name, sir?
Robert Walker?
All right, you're charged with misconduct involving weapons, prohibited possessor and possession of a firearm. Counsel, the state's asking for a $7,500 bond. Did you want to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm asking for pretrial services release. He's 49 and he's a lifelong resident. He's currently unemployed. However, pretrial services was able to get in contact with his father. His father lives in town and can provide support. His priors are quite old. They are his last one is nearly 20 years old. And in this event, the allegations are not violent. The allegations are is that he sold a pistol when he wasn't supposed to because he's a prohibited possessor. So for all of those reasons, Your Honor, I am asking for just pretrial services release.
No, for sir.
Nope.
I'm going to appoint the legal defender's office to represent Mr. Walker. I am going to order him not to possess any firearms or any other weapons, no alcohol or illegal drugs. And I'm going to release you to pretrial, so you need to report to them, and you need to come back to your preliminary hearing on July 7th at 1:30, or a warrant will issue for your arrest.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, I don't know.
I'm sorry, July what?
July 7th, you'll get more paperwork.
That PD,
Okay.
listening to her talking is like listening to like nails
Thank you.
go down a chalkboard.
And judge, on the 3 co-defendants, whether you release or hold, if they can have the same PH date on the 3 coming up, I believe.
Right.
I know there's a break in between, one of them, but Rubio, I believe Elkins and Martinez would get the same PH date.
Okay. Right. I guess I'm wondering if they were smuggling puppies or what. But I guess
Puppies?
it more 'cause I
Smuggling
don't
puppies?
dismiss anymore. I just find
Just
no
when you think you
probable
heard it all.
cause, right? So it's kind of a meaningless thing. But we'll start with Mr. Rubio and see. Are you Mr. Rubio?
What up? How's it going?
Yes.
¿Es usted el señor Rubio?
Sí.
You are
Yeah.
charged with conspiracy to smuggle and transportation of narcotics from June 16th.
I love puppies.
Se le
What up, Danny?
acusa de confabulación y confabulación para traficar narcóticos del 16 de junio.
This was going to prison.
And Mr. Goodman, do you see my concerns about the probable cause in this one?
Señor Goodman, ¿usted ve mi preocupación en cuanto a motivos fundados en cuanto a este caso?
Your
Okay.
Honor, given that it's conspiracy, I would say it's a little different because conspiracy just requires an agreement and some
Thank you for
sort
that
of
part.
affirmative act amongst the participants here.
But doesn't it have
Su
to be
señoría,
do
como
something?
Teresa.
dado que es confabulación, yo diría que es un poco diferente. Lo único que hay que acordar, hay que probar es que
What up, Danny?
había un acuerdo en cuanto a las acciones entre los individuos. I'm sorry, Your Honor, this is the interpreter. If Your Honor wouldn't mind repeating.
Yes. Well, doesn't it have to be some kind of illegal thing that you're conspiring to do?
Pero no se requiere que sea alguna actividad ilícita que están confabulando para hacer.
Agreed. And I know that there was some paraphernalia found, and there was the mention of renting the vehicle for money and going to pick up the backpack without the statement about not checking about what was inside of it.
Right.
Que hubo que se encontró unos adminículos que también hablaron sobre renta del vehículo y que iban a también recoger la maleta sin saber qué estaba adentro.
All right.
So again, okay, nothing to add further, Judge.
Okay.
No quiero agregar nada más.
Backpack full of puppies.
Does defense want to be heard? It's a horrible little tiny probable cause statement.
We don't want to hear her.
El abogado defensora quiere hablar sobre motivo fundado.
Yeah, I was just reading through it. It is quite difficult to read.
Sí, estaba leyéndolo y sí es bastante difícil leerlo y voy a pausar para la intérprete.
I was going to ask for pretrial services release for Mr. Rubio.
Iba a pedir libertad
Danica.
con supervisión de servicios previos a juicio para el señor Rubio.
Okay.
I will call in addition to the court's concerns.
I think we're all confused at this point.
Okay.
Voy a también notar que además de las preocupaciones que tiene su señoría,
He is 35. He scores the lowest on the NCAA and FTA scales.
tiene 35 años y que que él salió
Saturday Night
en lo
Live.
más bajo que se podía en las 2 escalas para determinar riesgo.
He has no problems.
No
Like
tiene antecedentes penales.
It sounds like she needs a brand new
He
voice
has
box.
been here for 10 years and maintains employment.
Tiene 10 años aquí, Y durante ese periodo siempre ha tenido trabajo.
He has a family and child services is able to connect with his wife.
Tiene familia y servicio supervisado juicio pudo comunicarse con su esposa.
So I am asking for pretrial release.
Por eso estoy pidiendo que usted le otorgue libertad bajo la supervisión del servicio supervisado juicio.
Okay. I will appoint the legal advocate's office.
Voy a nombrar en la oficina de los representantes legales.
I will order the defendant not to have any contact with the co-defendants, with the other people who were arrested.
Did I
Voy
miss
a
anything?
ordenar que el acusado no tenga nada de contacto con los otros coacusados, con las otras personas que también fueron arrestadas.
No alcohol or illegal drugs, and I will release you to pretrial services, so you need to report to them.
Nada de bebida alcohólica ni tampoco drogas ilícitas, y lo voy a dejar en libertad bajo la supervisión de servicios previos a juicio, lo cual quiere decir que usted necesita reportarse con ellos.
And your next court date will be July 7th at 1:30. If you don't appear, a warrant will issue for your arrest.
Próxima audiencia el 7 de julio a la 1:30. Si no comparece, se va a emitir una orden de
Hey,
arresto.
what up, the one and only?
And that's it, sir.
What up, Bells?
Y ya con eso, señor, se puede retirar.
I think we all
Thank
want to
you.
know how the hell the backpack full of puppies is involved in all of this. Man, it's all bad right now. The one and only Big J, man. Shh, that's crazy. Thank you for that.
And
Daily
yes,
Heart.
that prank was very, very, very small, Judge.
What was? Yeah, wasn't that terrible? Usually they blow it up again, but okay.
I'm just a bit under the weather, you know. Hopefully, hopefully I'll clear this up by the end of this week. So we'll see where we're at. And if you guys could do me a one favor, if you guys go ahead and tap the screen, let's get up to 10,000 taps, if you will. That's all I ask for is tap,
What's
tap,
your name,
tap.
sir?
Tyler James Castro DeWant.
Okay, I've got a warrant for your arrest for failure to appear for initial appearance from an organized retail theft case from May
What up,
25th
Bill? Cool things.
this year. And the bond's $500 on the warrant. And I would say I'd go along with Mr. Goodman's recommendation of pretrial, except Mr. Castro DuPont has like a huge pile of failures to appear in city court too. So I just don't have any conviction that he will return if I release him to anyone. Counsel, do you want to be heard?
Judge, if I may be heard, I wasn't aware of that because the only thing that shows on the face sheet of pretrial services is the warrant and then one misdemeanor new paraphernalia charge. So
Yeah.
I had no clue that he had whatever other, failures to appears that exist in city court.
Yeah,
What
we
up,
have
Kay?
like 8 dockets worth.
All right, for sure, Bells.
Which are set like August 18.
Okay.
This has held for felony.
Okay.
Then he was released.
I don't know, but his hair looks super greasy.
Okay. So yeah, he's got 8 pending cases
8?
basically. So
All right.
Is
Yeah.
there any chance I could say something?
it's up to defense counsel, whatever you guys want to say.
Hey, what up, Andy T?
Then, Judge,
Thank you for the
knowing
follow.
the 8 cases, I would ask for that $500 bond amount.
Okay.
Then, since I wasn't aware of that fact.
Right now it's 7:24. It's military time. What up, Andy? Hey, thank you, Courtney, for that daily heart. Highly appreciate you. Jen, thank you for that badge. 8 cases. Wow, sheesh. And they're gonna let that fool go? Like, what's up with this, vato? Good evening. Yup. Jenny, thank you for the follow. Highly appreciate it. Be like Jenny, hit that follow button. It's free for you. It's free for me. And don't trip. Next week I won't be asking you for money for my hamster's emergency heart surgery, if you will. Excuse me, sir. Just said 8 counts, and you think you're getting released? Thank you for the follow. Free 99. Get this guy out of here.
Okay, Your Honor. We're ready.
Okay, go ahead.
Not the hamster.
So, Your Honor, I was also going to ask for pretrial services
Hey, thank you, Daddy.
release. His grandma Dorothy lives in Tucson. He has been contacting his mother, who would sort of help him coordinate getting to his grandmother's. His grandmother lives off of Escalante and Evergreen, although he was not able to provide me with an address this
Oh,
evening.
no. He's
He
back.
is committed to getting into treatment and has had some time to think about it. Having been here for the last week or so. Again, this case was dismissed and not refiled. It was apparently sent to federal delivery, so we are asking the court to consider pretrial services release. However, if the court is inclined to hold him based on the information provided this evening, we would just ask for a low bond.
Okay. I will appoint the legal advocate to represent Mr. Castro, order him not to go back to the incident location, no alcohol or illegal drugs, $500 bond, pretrial services if posted, and the arraignment is June 23rd at 1:30. And then what we've been doing on the misdemeanors, we have 8 of them. We're giving you a city public defender, Mr. Castro DuPont, and setting it for August 8th at 9 o'clock. If you are out of custody, come to court. If you're not out of custody, then your public defender will talk to you and see if you want to do something with these cases before that August 8th date. Okay?
These are not my. These,
And
these people
that's
here, they're
it.
not my.
Okay.
This crazy looking.
And Judge, did that
Hey,
include
Chrissy-
his
Chrissy here?
new misdemeanor
my friend.
paraphernalia matter, or was
Yeah.
that just the 8 existing cases?
No, that included his new one.
Okay.
I don't know that guy. That guy. I don't know that guy.
So actually it's 7 and this is 8. This
He
makes
does
8.
not look like me.
So-
Look at it. Look at that weirdo. Look at it. Look how he's looking.
All right, we're done with Mr.
He
DuPont.
is.
Elkins.
You guys don't play Roblox.
Yeah.
And I think on the
Some
next
of them
2,
play
Judge, I
Roblox.
don't think I need to be heard additionally based on your inclination.
Okay. All right, what's your name, ma'am?
Janae Elkins.
All right, you're charged with conspiracy to smuggle, possession of drug paraphernalia, and transportation of narcotics. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm going to order you not to have any contact with any of the co-defendants, the people that were arrested with you. No alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to release you to pretrial services, so you need to report to them and come back to court on July 7th at 1:30 or a warrant will issue for your arrest. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Then you are released.
But yes, you do.
He no face put yes. Bells.
Okay.
Man, watching court cases and playing hang. Man.
What's your name, sir?
Victor Martinez.
You're charged with conspiracy to smuggle and transportation of narcotics. I'm going to appoint the legal defender to represent you. I'm going to order you not to have any contact with any of your co-defendants, the people you were arrested with. No alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to release you to pretrial services, so you need to report to them and come back to court on July 7th at 1:30 or a warrant will issue for your arrest. You understand?
Yes.
And you're released with those conditions.
Yeah, she's gonna go make her hangman right now.
Thank you.
She'll be back.
Well, take a seat. Miranda, just tell me if it's full.
All right, 29 minutes before we
Miranda.
switch on over to Maricopa County.
Yes.
It's so funny, yo. She's releasing everybody. Everybody gets released.
All
in
right.
Pima County.
What's your name?
Tic tac toe.
Amanda Radcliffe.
Oh, okay.
Oh, over.
Amanda, Miranda. All right. So Miss Radcliffe has a warrant out of Santa Cruz County Justice Court for theft of means of transportation, trafficking stolen property, and dangerous drug possession with $1,000 bond. And does it look like you have other things too holding her here? I feel like she might have.
This is from the other Radcliffe.
Her name is Cinnamon Roll. Hey guys, I'm gonna have to start
So,
up the stream up all over
do you
again.
even argue for her, counsel?
I just got a violation. I'll be back in 2 seconds. guys.
Just briefly, Your Honor, I don't see any holds. It's my understanding that Mrs. Radcliffe was unaware of the refiling. Pretrial Services was able to contact her father. She's 35. She's a lifelong resident. He can provide support. She is currently unemployed. I would just ask that the court consider releasing her so that she has an opportunity to take care of this. And that's all that I wanted to share. Is that a hold? Okay. The jail is informing me that he has a hold because of a probation violation. If that's the case, then I would just ask for low bond.
Okay. All right, then I will hold Ms. Radcliffe on that $1,000 bond on the warrant, and the review hearing will be June 23rd at 9 o'clock. So hopefully the
Cinnamon roll.
Marana case will be taken care of by then, and then she could be released to Nogales JP Court. So I will set it for June 23rd, 9 o'clock to review while you're in custody, ma'am. Then you also have a misdemeanor warrant out of Justice Court for shoplifting. And it looks like you're already, or did I do this part?
Watch that warrant for, I was supposed to go to court tomorrow for it.
Yeah. Can I just can I leave it set for
No,
tomorrow?
it wasn't that.
almost,
The
since
reason I got that violation was it would say something about
you
gift,
guys
like I was
changed it.
asking for gifts or something.
No, it's still set for tomorrow, I think. Yeah. Yeah. And your attorney is Caitlin Waters. So I will leave it for tomorrow and note that you
Start in the letter 4 letters for hangman.
have this new hold so that everybody knows that. But I will
Try to get
still
the,
leave it as
number letter.
S.
um
S.A.
Not on probation.
Now
and then
What time is it?
no.
it's at 1 o'clock. I'm trying to note for that minute entry that she's got an out of county hold and the Marana hold, so everybody knows what's going on with her. And on this one, I'm just going to release her, but let her be seen tomorrow. So with Caitlin Waters as your attorney, okay, ma'am? Okay.
Are you looking?
So close to N, but next to N. Wait.
Hey, what up, Gino?
Miranda.
You're almost losing.
Hey, what up, Sue?
Go take a seat back there with the videos down the stairs.
Yes, N.
What's your name?
James Miranda.
All right. You are charged from October 4th of last year with trespassing. And the state's asking for a $10,000 bond. And Mr. Goodman, did you realize that this was from last year, that this was older when you asked for that bond?
What up, Allie?
Well,
No.
the date wasn't as concerned to me. It was more of the factual allegations of, from what I recall in the interim, and I'll pull it up, of not residing there and forcing himself into the residence and chasing the occupant out of it. So whether it was, some time ago or today, to me, that jives more with some form of ag assault entering residence and in some form of a burglary. I would imagine the charges would change in the grand jury process, but again, it was more of the facts, not the timing, Judge, of what happened here.
Okay. All right. Counsel, did you want to be heard on the bond?
Your Honor, I do want to note that, as the court mentioned, this is from last year. The allegations are that he entered I believe somewhere that he used to live, but appears to have been out of trouble. I realize closed for the most part since, aside from these misdemeanors that we'll address. But he was assessed at a level 1. This was assessed as non-violent. He's 42, low on the scales. He's a longtime resident. He is currently unemployed, and he just has one prior. It's an unrelated conviction, or I suppose different, from 2013. For those reasons, Your Honor, I am asking for pretrial services release.
Okay. All right. I am going to appoint the public defender to represent Mr. Miranda. Order him not to return to the incident location from that trespass charge. No contact with the victims. No alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to release you to pretrial services. And your preliminary hearing is going to be July 7th at 1:30. If you don't appear, a warrant will issue for your arrest. You also have new charges of criminal damage and leaving the scene of an accident. So on that, I'm going to order you not to go back to the incident location. Don't drive without a valid license. No alcohol or illegal drugs. And that is in city court. And your next court date is July 15th at 9 o'clock. If you don't appear, a warrant will issue for your arrest. You understand? All right. Then you're released on those.
Rodriguez.
Spell what? Look already his ball. I trick you.
You trick me.
What's your name, sir?
And now I
Johnny Rodriguez, ma'am.
All right. You are charged with felony criminal damage and 2 counts of endangerment. And Mr. Goodman is recommending pretrial, and I assume you'd be okay with that, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I am going to appoint the public defender to represent Mr. Rodriguez, order him not to drive without a valid license, no alcohol or illegal drugs, and release you to pretrial services. So you need to report to them, sir, and then you need to come back to court on July 7th at 1:30, or a warrant will issue for your arrest. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then you're released with those conditions.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Biddy Romero. May I add something before we start? May I speak briefly?
I suggest you ask her.
One moment, Your Honor.
Oh, she's not off to a good start. How dare you want to speak in open court? You can't be coming up to court and speaking.
And Judge, I believe on this one, as you saw, the misdemeanor DV is a part of the felony interim with the ag assault officer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been on for a while. I've been having other things going on, but you know, I've been trying to get back into the swing of things. So you'll be seeing me a little bit more often than usual. Hey, thank you, JB, for that heart. I highly appreciate that. If you will, brush the stash. Bam, there it is. Whoop, there it is. I'm pretty sure do you guys think she's going to take her lawyer's advice or public pretender's advice? Like, don't say anything, or is she going to talk? I'm pretty sure she's going to try to spill the beans that it wasn't her.
Okay, Your Honor, we're ready.
Okay. Ms. Romero, you are charged with aggravated assault, resisting arrest, and domestic violence disorderly conduct. And counsel, the state's asking for a $5,000 bond. Did you want to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor. I just had an opportunity to speak with Ms. Romero. I would just ask the court to consider that she is 19 years old. She is low on the FTA scale. The victim representative stated that the alleged victim, Mrs. Romero, do not live together. She, I believe, lives with her grandparents. She is a lifelong resident. There was no objection to her release from the victim representative. In speaking with Mrs. Romero, she understands that she has a bit of history. However, she has recently enrolled with Pope. She has an appointment on the 26th to pick up some, I think, meds related to her bipolar disorder. And she also is scheduled to start taking DV classes in the next couple of weeks. So, and she also has an 8-month son at home that she lives with her parents. For those reasons, Your Honor, particularly given her age, her mental health, the no objection, we are asking for her release, or if the court is inclined to set a bond, just a low bond, given everything that we've shared.
Okay. I will appoint the legal advocate to represent Ms. Romero, but I'm considering the fact that she's already on probation for domestic violence, plus the way she behaved with the officers.
What?
That's dangerous.
Oh, she's going to prison.
So I am going to hold her on a $1,000 bond. Pretrial services have posted. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence, continue mental health treatment. And if the bond's posted, report to pretrial services. And the next court date will be June 26th at 1:30 for a preliminary hearing.
Who's watching the baby? Probably the grandparents, unfortunately.
And do we have to set a city court date for the misdemeanor?
No, it was all cited as part of the.
Okay.
Please make a call.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Who knows? You know, you never know. Maybe they did, or maybe she left it with her grandparents. No one's fighting her.
Oh.
Hey, thank you for that,
yes.
Elaine.
Yes, yes. Okay, what's your name?
Cameron Brady Shaw.
All right, you're charged with 3 counts of fraudulent use of a credit card and conspiracy. And I guess Mr. Shaw has what pending that would make him eligible for no bond?
Your Honor, he's on I don't think the face sheet to the PTS report was correct. If you go to the criminal history, he's on felony probation for a local Pima County matter, and he is on felony release for a Santa Cruz County felony case that he was previously released on, I believe, even here locally, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So, counsel, in lieu of the no bond hold, Mr. Goodman is suggesting a $10,000 bond. Do you agree?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So I will hold Mr. Shaw on a $10,000 bond. Release to pretrial services if posted. Appoint the public defender. No contact with the alleged victims. No return to the incident locations. No alcohol or illegal drugs, and the preliminary hearing will be June 26th at 1:30. Thank you all.
And Judge,
Damn, she just cut us off right there. Jesus, she didn't even say goodbye, Corey. Thank you for watching. So, okay, so right now it's 7:46. So the next court's gonna start up at 8 o'clock. So which would be in it'll be in 14 minutes. So hopefully they start up on time. I'm going to go ahead and just get it ready right now. So like that, when it does come up, we are ready to go. All right, there we go. We're ready for Pima County. Let me just finish fixing up the screen here. And bam, there we go. All right, guys, we're ready for Pima County. If you guys have any questions, this will probably be the best time to do it. Ask any of your questions. Ask away, if you will. Let me see. She even cut off the attorney. She's like, pull the plug. Jasmine, thank you for the follow. Highly appreciate it. Dang, how late does court go for? So in Pima County, they do it twice a day. They do it at 9 o'clock in the morning. Then they do it at 7 p.m. daily, every single day of the week. Yes, every single day. New Year's, your birthday, every Santa Claus birthday, everybody's day. And then in Pima County, they have court every 3 hours. So right now this is going to be the 8 o'clock one that should be starting up in the next 13 minutes. Then we have another one, which is the last one of the night, which is at 11 p.m. And then the next one doesn't start up until 5 a.m. So these are live. I know a lot of people always come in, especially people from other countries come in and they're like, "What? They're court? What is this?" Yeah, it's this is real. This is real life right here. Let me see, 3:45 here. Don't think I'll last being awake long. Hey, it be like that sometimes. Court don't stop for nothing. Yup, crime does not stop. The judge wanted to figure out how the puppies in. Yeah, I definitely want to know how the hell these puppies fit into this whole scene. Hey, what's up, Teresa? Hello, Teresa. Let me see. There's a lot of criminals. Yup. Hey, mind the gap. Mind the gap. Yup. Hey, thank you. Thank you, Queen, for that daily heart. Highly appreciate you guys. Hello, Governor. Cheerio. So yeah, so next court should be starting up shortly. They normally run anywhere. It could be anywhere. The normal range that it runs, it'll run from like either 30 minutes to about an hour, depending on how many people they picked up. I'm not sure if they still have protests going on over there in Maricopa County. So if they are, we might be expecting a few more protesters being picked up, but I'm not sure because I haven't really kept up on what's happening in Maricopa County. You guys might know a little bit more than me, especially if you're always scrolling around on TikTok, if you will. So you remember that person? Remember the person with the cats in the back who got hurt? The judge wasn't playing. Yup. All right, so they're starting it up. We're just gonna be able to see the backdrop and whatnot. But it won't start until another 12 minutes or so. Hold on. All right, yeah. So I had it on mute. Yeah, I was telling my daughter that she couldn't show her face because I got another violation that I didn't tell you guys about. That they said that something about kids on there. So I was telling her right now. I was trying to explain to her that she couldn't jump on camera, and she was asking me a million questions. So there's that. That's where we're at right now. So yeah, hiya. I had it on mute. Let me see. Sound is messed up, just like static. Hey, I'm doing pretty good. My wife just brought me some food. I'm about to eat right now. And just wait for the next court to start up. It should be starting up in about 9 minutes or so. TT up. Yeah. You know what? It's been pretty good. You know, she'll jump on for a little bit with me, but I don't know if they thought that we were asking for gifts or something. I think that's what the violation I ended up getting earlier on. So, well, it's all right. Maybe they did. Yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, I don't ask for gifts. I never ask anybody for any gifts. That's something I don't do. It goes against everything that that I do. So I'm not sure where they got that idea from. She made me like these wraps. I'm not exactly sure what they're called, but Stevie, thank you for the follow. It is possible, Lauren. People are funny like that. You are right. Screw James. Screw him. It has like tomato, lettuce, onion, and a little bit of I don't know if it's chicken. Oh really, Teresa? What kind of changes? What's up, Miss Tasmanian? What up, Debbie? What up, Blazy? Blazy Rosie. Do a ASMR info into the mic. I'm not sure what that is. So they're cracking down on kids on screen, green screen, and asking for gifts, swearing. Okay, yeah, that's some of the things I don't I try not to swear. I don't have a green screen, and I don't ask for gifts. Like you're not allowed to drink anything. What? Like even water? I love drinking water. Enchiladas. That don't sound too bad. And it's weird because I have two accounts. I have the American account and I have the British account. And the one that got flagged was the British one. Normally, the British one is pretty good. The American is the one. The American one is the one I'm always getting violated on. Mm. T minus 4 minutes. Yeah. So when my daughter came back, I told her, "Hey, you can't get on the screen with me." Oh, like if you want to get on, you're gonna have to put it on a mask. So she said she didn't want to put it on, so she didn't want to come back. Yeah. I'm hoping they start court on time today. What up, Monica? Thank you for that daily heart. Do you guys ever watch any of the courts in the morning that I stream on YT? I normally stream what court is that? Dade County. Do you guys ever catch Dade County? Teresa. Oh, thank you, Katie. I got a chicken wrap. When you say you can't drink on live, is that like drinking alcohol or just drinking in general? Hey, what up, Brea? Hello from Sweden. The time is 5 in the morning. Sheesh, what? Good morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Hey, what up, Nicole? How's it going? All right. Looks like it's about to be starting.
The Unabomber happened? I'm sorry, what? The Unabomber? You remember when it happened?
What, Nicole? Really?
Was it ice? No. Was it 50? No. Pretty sure it happened before I was born.
Drinking water? So you'd have to take the logos off? Is that what they're tripping about? Like the logos?
All right. If one person is stirring. The person with crutches, can you stay seated, sir? Stay seated, okay? No, stay seated. You. Please be seated now. All right, good evening, everybody. This is the 8 o'clock calendar. It's June 16, 2025. The court orders for the taking of DNA and fingerprints that were given on the first calendar of this month shall apply to all matters on this calendar. When I call your name, come to the stand behind the podium, give me your name and your date of birth. I'm not going to list all your release conditions. They'll be on your paperwork. At a minimum, there will be no drive without a valid driver's license and no drugs without a valid prescription. All right, if I do set a secured appearance bond, you can go through a bonding company. It's my understanding they do have They do collect calls. Their names and numbers are on some of the walls here in the jail. If you can't find it, you need assistance, ask one of the officers for assistance on that. All right. And if I say someone's on deck, they'll sit in the chair right before you get into the courtroom so you can get in there. All right. Juan Marmolejo. Are you by yourself now?
Yeah.
Anyone else coming?
Hopefully.
I know. I'm telling you, I'll go slower to help you out.
Hey, what up, Maui?
Right here?
What up, Teresa?
Yes, it's fine.
What up,
Good
Tiffany?
evening.
Your name and date of birth, please.
01/01/2000, Juan Marmolejo.
All right, so you got two matters before me. One is a bench warrant, and
It did just start.
it's actually dating back from May of 2018. Okay, and it was based on a facilitation to commit aggravated robbery. You already have an attorney on that, and next court date will be at 175 West Madison Street at 8:30 for a status conference on June 23rd.
I will. So
you're not to possess any weapons. You're not to initiate contact with any alleged victim. So you're not on probation, are you? No, I tried changing that before. Hold on a second. I got to just. It didn't change it before. Hopefully.
You're welcome, Lisa. Weird hairstyles. Oh, Patty, the twins, right? The twins of Marge. 2018 case? What?
Make sure it's signed, because each time I do sign, it goes back to the original one. It's signed now? With no probation, so it doesn't show being on probation. Good. I didn't want to change it again. Each time I do it, it comes back to the
This is
old one.
court. This is a live court hearing.
So you want to, sir, you always have a right to make a statement, but I must tell you, everything's recorded. So always and you're not set for trial today, and always recommend to people not to talk about the facts of the cases today. Okay? But anyway, yeah, go ahead.
May I be able to say something?
Yeah, go ahead. You keep your hand down, you know.
The bench warrant that I have, sir, I never got to go to my last court because I got picked up by ICE.
Okay.
I was leaving the jail.
Okay, one thing I must tell you, given this present situation with ICE, you may want to,
I can't hear you.
you know, because of what's going on right now, you may not want to mention about that issue. You know what I mean?
I can't mention it?
Well, no, I advise you may not want to mention it because a lot of people are being picked up. Okay? Understand what I'm saying?
It's kind of my scare.
Okay, but anyway, still, it's been 7 years, it's still a bench warrant. But let me explain to you, let me explain something to you, how it explains it. And you want to talk to your lawyer about that, not on the record, okay? So it was, your judge said bond amount of $5,000. Now, but the problem is you got a new case, for resisting arrest and aggravated assault, all right? And I appointed a lawyer for that. Oh, I didn't tell you your court dates on the other one. Sorry. It's on June 23rd at 8:30. Oh, I did tell you that one. That's right. Then a new case is resisting arrest and aggravated assault, first responder, 2 Class 6 felonies. Appointing a lawyer for you. You'll have a status conference on June 20th, and a preliminary hearing is June 25th, both at 175 West Madison, both at 8:30. Now, you're not to initiate contact with any alleged victim or victims. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol. All right, now, the thing is, because you're out on release for another felony charge, which your initial appearance date was on or about March 31st, 2018, and I do find probable cause to believe that you committed these 2 felony offenses. I'm saying probable cause, not enough for conviction at this stage because it's not enough evidence.
What up, Ratch?
But
You're pretty good.
pursuant to Rule Rule 7.2B, you will be held without bond at this time. You're going to have an evidentiary hearing on June 23rd at 1:30 at 175 West Madison Street, where there'll be hearing, and your lawyer will explain to you about whether to determine whether bond can be set. Okay? And you have a lot of things to talk to your lawyer privately. Okay? All right, step two. Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, just want to let you know, certain things you want to talk to your lawyer about.
Vayas con Dios, amigo.
You said June 23rd, right?
Well, no, it'll be in your paperwork, but I'll just tell you.
Thank you,
On the
Texas
new
Heat.
case, it's June 20th, June 23rd, and June
What up,
25th.
Sabrina?
On the old case, it's June 23rd, okay?
So my next court date is June 23rd.
No, the first court date's the 20th.
Okay. Thank you.
And it's on your, wherever your paperwork says, Nimshi Kushite with Jose Terrazas on deck.
Nah, nothing yet. It just started. It just started a few minutes ago. I think this is only like the third case.
Sir,
so
your
far.
name and date of birth, please.
Nimshi Kushite 2465.
All right, so you got a total of 4 matters here. 3 of them are probation violations, and I can just tell you, let's see. And all 3 of them, you're alleged to violate term 1, not being a law-abiding citizen. And in, let's do it one by one. In 2023, 116168, you're on probation for possession of narcotic drugs. On the other 2, it's 2023, 117623, 2023, 125432. You're on probation for possession of dangerous drugs. On all 3 of them, I'm appointing a lawyer for you. All right. Now, on those 3 probation violations, bond is now going to set each one at $250 each, so $750 total security appearance bond. If you get out, this will apply to even your 4th case. If you get out, you have to contact your probation officer within 72 hours. Can't possess or consume any alcohol, can't possess any weapons, and you can't possess any drugs without a valid prescription for it. Your court date is June 23rd at 8:30 at 201 West Jefferson. That's your probation revocation arraignment hearing. That's going to be, and I'm appointing a lawyer for you. This courthouse, that courtroom will be in a different building than your other one, but ultimately they'll be put together in the same courtroom. So now, going to your new case, you have a charge of aggravated assault with a weapon or dangerous instrument, a Class 3 felony. Appointing a lawyer for you in regard to this. Your conference date will be, let me just double check something. Well, ironically, this will be at 2, you'll have to talk to your lawyer about it, make sure and let him know about the probation violations, because you're scheduled to have a status conference on June 23rd at 8:30 at 175 West Madison Street, same time as probation revocation hearing. So they'll put them all together. All right? You're not to return to the scene of the crime or initiate contact with the alleged victim or victims, no weapons, no alcohol, no drugs without a valid prescription, and contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. I will tell you this, the prosecutors were asking for a bond of $15,000.
Thank you, sir.
I'm making bond $10,000 security appearance bond. All right. Step to your left, please. To your left, please, sir.
I didn't do none of that.
Well, that's the issue for you to talk to your lawyer about that.
For what? I didn't do none of that, man.
Talk to your lawyer about that, sir. This is not the trial. Step to your left.
I'm being blamed for all this. I'm on probation. I'm getting on probation in 3 months. I'm being blamed for all this. That's not
Okay.
true.
All right, step outside, please, sir.
Shit!
Not anymore. that
You're gonna hang me.
his warranty is about to get extended.
You want
If
to
you
have him
will.
brought out? Also, you want to have someone to get him?
Huh?
You want to have someone go get him now? We can,
Oh, they gotta go get him.
hold on one second.
Oh man, they're gonna break out the flashlight treatment. The flashlight treatment is no bueno. It's not a real treatment. It's when they get a flashlight and they bop you upside the head. Trigger warning for headphone wearers.
I want to do it so make sure you can hear me, so that's fine. Yes, sir.
I'm trying, Cynthia. It's hard to get back into the rhythm of things. I was on this morning,
I think it'll be quiet now. All right, your name and date of birth, please.
Jose Terrazas, March 29, 1992.
Okay. All right, so you're on a probation violation warrant. By the way, Jaime Jimenez Hernandez on deck. You've got 2 probation violations, sir. Looks like you're on probation for in 2012 158364 for burglary in 2nd degree, and in 2022 126208 you're on probation for possession of narcotic drugs. For both of them, you're alleged to have violated terms 4, 5, and 7.
4, 5, and 7.
I'm appointing a lawyer for you for both, and obviously the court date will be the same for each one. All right. Your court date will be June 23rd, which is a week from this morning at 8:30 at 201 West Jefferson. And you're not, in regards to the burglary charge, you're not returning to the scene of the crime of the victims on the case. No weapons, no alcohol, no drugs without a valid prescription. And if you get out, contact your probation officer within 72 hours. On the matter in which you're on probation for burglary, another judge set bond for you in the amount of $900. And in regard to the other one, which you're on the drug charge, you're on probation. I mean, the bond was set at $100, so it's a total $1,000 secured appearance bond. If you post for bond, make sure you show up for court and contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. All right, step to your left, please.
Thank you.
All right, Jaime Jimenez Hernandez with Justin Fulton on deck. Give me, sir, your name and date of birth, please.
Jaime Jimenez, 8476.
August 4th, 76?
8476.
Okay. You're here on a bench warrant at Superior Court on possession of dangerous drugs, class 4 felony. No, actually, this is based on a probation violation. Let me just, and you already have an attorney on the case. You'll be at 201 West Jefferson for a non-witness violation hearing on June 23rd at 8:30. And I got to change this, by the way. Okay.
What up, Becca? What up,
You're not possessing weapons, no alcohol, no drugs without a valid prescription. And if you get out, contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release.
Thank you, guys. Hey, get your. What are you leaning over the damn podium? What do you think this is? You're at a damn bar ordering a drink? No manners. Not even house trained. Come on now. What up, Becca? Let me see. Mama Bear. He's ready to be served. Come on, people. Like, these people don't have any common sense, and then they're crying when they're getting broken off. Jesus. No home training. Straight animal. Like my wife would say.
I'm having trouble with something on the computer. I'll be right with you.
Like, it would have been some other judge who would be like, hey, homeboy, back on up. Like, what are you doing? Howdy. Not me eating a whole cake and watching. Hey, what up, Kristen? How's it going?
Okay, this is so signed with the probation term on it. This is showing it being signed.
This was
when you edit it, it goes back to the original thing.
The damn, what do you call it? The podium over here.
See, if I do save, you see how it hits in 72
Are you
hours?
lagging?
Then I'll do save, right?
Is anybody else experiencing some lag?
Oh, good. Now it's on. So, should I sign it now?
Yeah.
Nah, nobody else is lagging. Everybody else is good. Thank you, guys.
Hey, I mean, I went back to it. That doesn't have those terms. I'll do it again.
Are you feeling better? You seem, you know what? I slept a lot today. I jumped on for like 2 hours, and then I knocked out for like 5 hours. My body's just been real tired. So, damn, look, he's a yawner. You know, it'll hit me sometimes, you know, like after
Show it now.
Which judge is this? I'm not sure which judge this one is.
All right, we're going to have to hold off.
Try doing it.
Doing what?
Try doing it and then sign it and save it.
I've done it, made the change here.
Oh man, I didn't realize I don't have my camera on.
But if I do signature, I'll go back to where it was. I'll try to save again.
go, guys. You guys didn't even tell me my camera was in. What's up with that?
Okay, I'll try.
All right, camera's on now.
See, edit? That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to.
I'm eating a turkey sandwich. He wants it, probably.
Try closing ISIS out completely.
None of these people seem
All right.
scared
And then see if that
to
helps.
be arrested in jail.
But you can see what the problem has been. Yeah.
That's what happens when you're a frequent flyer. It's just another regular day and just going through the motions.
I had the same problem before. If I just did save, it worked. You know.
You know what? I'm gonna say this from personal experience. Like the first time, it's scary, but after that, it just becomes normal. You become desensitized to the whole situation.
So what's your date of birth again?
8476.
76, that's right.
Number 9.
Why was
Number 9.
19, yeah, there we go.
It's like being taken out of circulation, off of the streets, ending up in places like this. Hey, what up, Destiny? It just becomes regular. It just becomes second nature to you. Interacting with the cops, having them talk to you all crazy, having to drop and squat and spread your cheeks and lifting up the sack, and it becomes second nature.
See, ordinarily we'd have a judicial signature right here. You know what I mean?
Nursing County.
Yeah, on an edit, it would be here. So I'll do signature again, see if it works.
Get told, yep. La migra, if you will. We got Big
No,
K in the house.
we're going to have to do it later, okay? We'll fix. Officers, we're going to have to give an amended sheet in a bit, okay? All right, if you get out, contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release, okay? And no drugs, no weapons, no alcohol. Now,
mic drop. What up, Chuck?
your judge set bond for you in the amount of $500 security appearance bond. So if you get out, contact your probation officer. We'll get your paperwork since we resolve this computer issue. Okay? That's your resolution.
Hey, Lauren, you're absolutely right. Nobody does care. And if they act like they care, they're just trying to take advantage of you. Everybody's too caught up in their own problems in their lives.
Okay, sir. Your name and date of birth, please.
Justin Fulton, 01/27/2000.
Okay, you got two matters before me, both probation violations, if I remember correctly. Yeah, and you're alleged to have violated term 1.
What do you think you're on a shampoo commercial?
You being held on something besides these?
It was a misdemeanor warrant for a failure to appear to court.
Which court?
What's the next one over? It's misdemeanor court. It's not failure.
Yeah, no, Phoenix, right?
Phoenix, yeah. So
and they're holding you on that?
Yeah, they're holding.
Because you're wearing an orange shirt, that's why I ask.
What was that?
You're wearing an orange shirt, that's why a lot of times means you're being held on something else.
Oh, yeah. Yes,
Okay,
yes, I got page 2.
I know, that's what, I just want to make sure we get everything here in front of us. I can't do anything about Phoenix, but I appointed a lawyer for you on both. You're going to have your revocation arraignment hearing on June 23rd at 8:30, 201 West Jefferson. That's separate and distinct from Phoenix. Okay, you know this is in Phoenix.
Yes, sir.
If you get out, contact your probation officer in 72 hours. Can't possess any weapons, no drugs, without valid prescription, no alcohol. And that's in 2022, 118959002. The other one's 2021, 33912. So the same terms. And that one, the bond is $100, so that's a lot. So you combine the two, it's $100 and $250, total of $350 security appearance bond. But make sure if you get out and post your bond, you contact your probation officer within 72 hours. All right?
Yes, sir.
Step to your left, please. DeAndre Riley with Larry Patton on deck.
Besides this dude acting like he was in a VO5 commercial, you didn't miss anything. Oh, we had that one guy that was blowing up on that judge.
DeAndre Riley, 020703.
All right, you're here in a probation violation also. And let me see what you're here in probation. You're on probation for possession of drug paraphernalia. You're alleged to violate term 1. Appoint a lawyer for you. You'll also be at 201 West Jefferson for your probation revocation arraignment hearing on June 23rd at 8:30. I said you're alleged to violate term 1. can't possess any weapons, consume any alcohol, or possess it, and no drugs without a valid prescription. And likewise, if you get out, contact your probation officer within 72 hours. I've set bond for you in the amount of $100, security appearance bond. So if you post it, you know what you've got to do, right?
Yes.
All right, step to your left, please. Larry Patton with Boudreaux Rivera on deck.
You know, but believe it or not, it's hard to get off of probation. It's hard to get off probation, and it's hard to get off of parole.
So your name and date of birth, please.
Larry Patton, June 4, 274.
Okay, give me.
The ones that are in orange, they've already been sentenced already. It ain't easy. They do make it. They make it really, really hard. What's up? Hey, what's up, Chad? You back again? Hell
So
yeah.
you're here on a bench warrant at Superior Court on drug paraphernalia charge. You already have a lawyer. Your next court date will be at 201 West Jefferson at 8:30 for probation revocation arraignment hearing. Okay, it's a bench warrant based on a probation matter. No weapons, no possession or consumption of alcohol, no drugs without a valid prescription. And if you post your bond, contact your probation officer within 72 hours. You're alleged to have violated terms 3 and 5, and bond has been set in the amount of $250 security appearance bond by your judge. All right, step to your left, please. Boudreaux Rivera with Leland Bishop on deck.
So they're orange because they've already been sentenced already. So they're either they've been sentenced to county jail or they've been sentenced to prison. So like that, they keep track of, you know, who's going where.
All right, so your name and date of birth, please.
Boudreaux Rivera, 06/20/1997.
All right, sir, you got a warrant at a Highland Justice Court. It's not the first time you've been in this court. Apparently, you've been released twice from this court, and you still didn't show up for court there. So I'm appointing a lawyer for you on the drug paraphernalia charge. It's in the Highland Justice Court. The address will be in the paperwork. Your next court date will be there at 8:30 in the morning on June 19th.
That was sleepy.
Even though they want you a $500 bond, I'm going to make it a $50 bond. You just got to show up. That's all. All right, step to your left, please. Leland Bishop with Amina Daniels on deck.
Hey, Maricopa, I've only seen orange. I haven't seen any other colors. Hey, thank you, Liz. Thank you for the follow. Highly appreciate that. Everybody's looking rough today. You up?
Leland Bishop, March 5th, 1971.
Okay, sir, you're at a warrant at Kyrene Justice Court. You know, the address will be in your paperwork. I'm driving my license suspended. I assume you did not have a pleasant time this afternoon or today, did you? Being in the jail. So
No, Your Honor.
that means better off you show up in court, doesn't it?
Yes,
You
Your
just have
Honor.
a charge. So I'm expecting you to be there at the Kyrene Justice Court on July 7th at 9:30 in the morning. And I'm releasing you on your own recognizance. I'm giving you a break, but just be smart, you know what I mean?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so you'll probably be out in about 4 hours, approximately. All right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Once they
Thank you.
process you. Step to your left, please.
Next!
Amina Daniels with Andrianette Arabiso on deck.
Man, this whole cake business makes me want to eat some cake right now.
And if you want to lean on the podium, whenever it makes you comfortable. That's why I was telling you before, you didn't have to stand up.
I
Okay?
didn't.
No, if you want to, in fact, is there a chair you can sit on?
He's saying if you want to lean on the counter, it's fine.
Okay.
Okay, whatever is better for you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Give me your name and your date of birth, please.
My birthday, my name is Amina Sharif Daniels. My birth date is July 8th, 1969.
Okay, you've got an arrest warrant on a transportation and/or sale of narcotic drugs, class 2 felony. I'm appointing a lawyer for you, and I know you didn't appear in this court. I don't know if you weren't served or what the case may be, but I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt because I looked at the fact that the prosecutors originally were sending a summons to you.
Can I?
So, let me finish. Okay. I may say something, and you don't want to talk me out of it, okay?
Okay.
No drugs without a valid prescription. I'm releasing you to pretrial services, so you'll be getting out in a few hours.
Okay.
Read that packet carefully, because you've got to contact them to make sure you're in compliance with their orders, and also you're going to have to do drug testing. If you don't do all those things, there'll be another warrant, and you'll be back here, and you don't want that, right?
No, I don't.
So you'll be released in a few hours, okay?
Okay.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. You don't want to talk me out of it, right?
Yeah.
That's why I said you may hold off, all right?
I wanted to say I never did any of this.
I can't hear you, I'm sorry.
I was never arrested for this or anything.
I know. I took that in consideration.
Okay.
All right?
Okay. And I don't know who, I mean, it's not me who did
Okay,
it.
talk to your lawyer about those things, okay? I don't want you to put on the record Anything about the facts of the case?
Hey, what up, Angela? How's it going?
All right, I lost track of where we are. Let's see. Adrianette Arvizo with Selena Dominguez on deck.
On deck? What up, my lights Peachy? Welcome back. Hey, what up, Tokes? What's up from Phoenix, Arizona? What's up, Lisa? Coming in from Massachusetts.
Your name and date of birth, please.
Andrew Naviso,
Shoot him, Big J.
All right, you're charged with a couple of domestic violence charges, assault and disorderly conduct. At this point, I can't appoint an attorney for you. And this will be out of the Goodyear City Court. The address will be on your paperwork. I can't tell you whether they'll appoint a lawyer for you or not. That'll be up to them. Your arraignment hearing at the Goodyear City Court is July 2nd at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Make sure you're there. You're not to initiate contact with the alleged victim, all right? But I'm going to release you on your own recognizance, so you get out. But abide by all your terms and show up for court. All right, step to your left, please.
We got Steve coming from Dallas, Texas. We got
Selena Dominguez with Israel Amaya on deck.
Coming in from the mountains of northern New York, Nueva York.
All right. If you want to keep the mask on, you go ahead. If you feel more comfortable, okay? Just as long as I can understand you. Okay? So speak a little bit louder, okay?
Okay.
Your name and date of birth, please.
Selena Luis Dominguez, 11/30 of 1992.
All right. You have a bench warrant out of Superior Court on a burglary in the 3rd degree, and you already have an attorney. Your next court date will be at 201 West Jefferson on June 24th at 8:30. You're not to return to the scene of alleged crime or have any contact with any alleged victim or victims. Your judge set bond for you in the amount of a security appearance bond in the amount of $1,500. Okay, that's what you because you didn't show up for court. All right, step to your left, please. Israel Amaya with Robert Savis on deck.
South Georgia checking in.
All right, so your name and date of birth, please.
I can't even pronounce that.
Your name and date of birth.
Israel Maya, February 19th, 2001.
All right, now you have a warrant out of the Desert Ridge Justice Court up north a little bit. The address will be on your paperwork. You've got 2 charges, the watercraft speed restrictions and a failure to appear. I can't appoint a lawyer for you due to the nature of the charges, but your court date at Desert Ridge Justice Court is on July 7th at 1:30. And sir, they wanted a $100 cash bond on you. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. I hope you'll show up for court because it's a whole lot better than being here, right?
Yeah.
So you'll be out in a few hours, but make sure you make your court dates. All right? Step to your left, please. Robert Savis with, all right.
Oh.
All right, so your name and date of birth, please.
Robert Aceves, 05/18/2000.
Okay, so you've got 2 matters before me. One is probation violation matter, so let's deal with that first. It's 2025-111717. I appoint a lawyer for you, and you allegedly violate term 1, and it looks like you're on probation for a possession or sale of I'd say weapons charge. I see that. And you can't possess any weapons, no alcohol, possessing or consuming it, no drugs without a valid prescription. You get out with this, contact your probation officer within 72 hours. You'll be at 201 West Jefferson for a probation revocation arraignment hearing, June 23rd at 8:30. Bond is set on that one is $500 security appearance bond. Now, in your new case, it's 2025-124980.
What, really? Big J?
Here's the situation. I've sort of amended the release conditions on this one. I'll explain why. You've got the misdemeanor charge, domestic violence charges, aggravated assault, adult on a minor. I think that was your brother. Assault, class 1 misdemeanor, and criminal damage, class 2 misdemeanor. I'm appointing a lawyer for you.
Okay.
Your court date's on that. Let me just see something.
Can I record?
Yeah, explain to your lawyer, because there'll be 2 lawyers. But eventually it'll be in 2 different places, they'll be combined, that you've got the probation violation, the same as, they'll probably bring you to the new charges first. And so tell them so they don't issue a warrant on the probation violation, because your court date is also June 23rd at 8:30 175 West Madison for a status conference, and you have witness preliminary hearing scheduled for June 25th at 8:30. Bond is set in the amount of $1,500, security appearance bond. Now, let me go through everything here. If you can obviously get out, contact your probation officer within 72 hours. No weapons, no drugs. And you're not to return to the scene of the alleged crime, not to initiate contact with alleged victims. However, you can return one time to the scene of alleged crimes, one time with a police officer on civil standby to pick up your personal effects. And this is what I've added, because I read what the facts in terms of, I have an idea of what I think it's your mother's feelings are in regard to the case. I'm saying you could return to the scene of the alleged crimes and or initiate contact with the alleged victims with their prior written approval. Okay, because I made this special addition, but you still got to post your bond and abide by probation and keep in contact with your probation officer. Okay? All right, so if you would step to your left. Now, we have several people who are house calls, all because unable to function. Yeah, we have to be house calls.
Oh man, this is a short one today.
You'll have to show me how we're gonna fix that one thing. But let me just do the house call. I know.
Unless you clear it?
I don't know. Maybe that'll work. Okay. Let's do that so I can get paperwork to him. That was on 19, right?
I really haven't been getting on that much.
That's a good idea.
This week I've probably been on a lot. Man, I wish I had a steady schedule where I could tell you guys, hey, I'll be on at this time, this day, but my life's all over the place that I can't even do that, so I just jump on whenever I have free time. But I'll be on tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be on for a bit, so definitely be on the lookout for tomorrow. What I'll try to do is this. I'll try to, if I know I'm gonna be on, I'll try to post it up on my feed so you guys know what time I'm gonna be jumping on, or approximate time, so you guys could be on the lookout. I don't know. I'll try to be on in the morning about 8 a.m. my time. I tried to get on today at 8 a.m., but I didn't end up getting on until like about 9 something. I do be trying, but sometimes, man, like I didn't want to get out of bed today. I was like coughing like all night long. It's Cali, right? Yeah, California time. I'm Pacific Standard Time.
All right.
PST.
What is it, Chip?
What are you doing now? What are they doing now? So right now they're doing the house calls, Tiff. What that means is there's individuals that
contacting probation officer in 72 hours?
Either they're a risk to themselves, they're a risk to the facility.
No. Every time I do it.
So they don't bring them out. They'll just read out their cases, and then what the judge will do, they'll either go to their cell later on and hold the hearing there, or they'll take an iPad over there.
Let me just try one more time. We'll have to get to the. It's not working for some reason.
Just click on the bell on his profile, and it'll send you notifications. Okay, thank you, Ashley. Badass, thank you for the follow. Highly appreciate that. And hey, if you guys want to support me, you can do that by hitting the follow button. That's all I ask for. I don't ask for any gifts. I don't ask for any gifts. Pretty much, like I don't care about that stuff. But what I do care about is about following, dropping comments on my videos, and sharing and tapping that screen for them hearts. Everything that I ask for is free. Will you be for the? Yeah, I'll jump on for the 1 p.m. tonight.
All right, we'll have to schedule the paperwork because I can't do anything about it right now here. All right. Now we have.
Thank you for the follow.
We've done everybody. We've done the whole calendar up with the. Okay. All right. The first one is Eliezer Olivares.
Daphne, thank you.
Number 5.
I follow everything. Thank you.
Unable to function. 2 counts of artifice, shoplift. Appointed an attorney for him. Her next court dates will be 175 West Mass Street for a status conference and 623 witness preliminary hearing 625. I know she's 5 priors and 7 failures to appear. Can't return to alleged crime or initiate contact with the alleged victim or victim.
I probably spent like about a year.
Bond set in the amount of $1,000.
Like maybe like through a 3-year period.
Unable to function. He's charged with aggravated assault, first responder, resisting arrest. Just violently conducting, threatening, and intimidating.
60 days there.
His release
7 months and 20 days.
It's due at 175 West Madison. Status conference July 1st at 8:30. A witness preliminary hearing on July 3rd. It's not to return to the scene of alleged crime or have any contact with the alleged victim. No weapons and no alcohol.
It wasn't
Shall
too
be
bad
released to pretrial
because
services
I didn't have a
under
gang
their
affiliation,
supervision.
so I didn't have to do anything. I
And
was
finally,
just
with
there.
Gustave Muderwa, charged with aggravated assault, threatening, and intimidating. Appointing a lawyer. Court dates will be at 175 West Madison, 8:30, 623. Status conference, 625 preliminary hearing. No contact with the alleged victim. No contact with the arresting officer. I know the victim. I read the victim's statement. The state was recommending a bond of $50,000, and I've said bond the amount of $10,000, secured appearance bond. She has to contact her case manager within 24 hours of release from custody also. Okay? And we'll work on the other one from there and then give it to you so you can send to them. All right.
Right now, I'm not sure because they turned off their tablets. Their tablets are off right now, so I'm not sure when we'll be getting back on. But this week, just giving you a heads up, we might be having somebody getting released this week. So I'm not sure if it's going to be Thursday or Friday. Definitely, you want to make sure it's going to be an early morning one too. It'll probably be about maybe 7 o'clock in the morning. So if you want to see somebody getting released, I'm hoping everything works out. We will be doing it live this week. All right. So you want to make sure that that you got your notifications on, because that one I'm gonna run it live, if you will. I'm gonna be out in front of the gates. He's been in out for about 20 years at this point. So he's gonna be getting out soon. So, and it's not somebody that you guys are familiar with. It's gonna be somebody that I've been talking for the last year, but I haven't shared his story yet. And it's definitely it's heartbreaking. It's a heartbreaking story. I mean, that's the only way I could put it. Yeah. Hey guys, but I gotta go. I gotta use the restroom. I gotta drop one and I gotta flush a few. But hey, I'll see you guys back at 11. Okay. I really appreciate it. Silas goes to the parole board in a few, like 2 weeks, and if everything goes well for him, he might be coming out at the end of the year. So probably like November. So we do have a few people coming out this year. Ricky Black got found suitable for parole. Jesse's going to go to the parole board also. So Gary got found suitable also. So there's a lot of people that are going to be coming out this year that I'm going to be there when they get released. So definitely be on the lookout. But like I said, I got to go. I got to go drop one and I got to flush a flu. Drop a few. Anyhow, hey, I do appreciate you guys. I am Collect Call James. You are watching You Have a Collect Call From. And like I said right here, life's like a candle. Once you blow it out, it's lights out. And with that, we're out. We'll be back at it in about 2 hours and 20 minutes. All right? Be there. Or be a square. All right. Welcome back to a brand new episode. Wait, what up, Jenny? How's it going? It's 6:58 in the morning. What are you doing up so early? If you will. All right. So you guys just got here just in time. Let me turn on my camera over here. Let's get the chat going. What kind of cases do you guys think we're going to be having tonight? Oh. Looks like we might be having a good. Hey, look. They It looks like they added either they covered that room that they use for the interviews with the lawyers, or it looks like they made them opaque where you can't even see inside anymore. Hey, what up, Sabrina? What up, Jeanette? What time?
Thank you. You may be seated.
Until this one ends. When this one ends, that's it. That's it. It's over. Just too fast. So what I'm talking about is over here. Normally the lights are off, and when the lights are on, you could see inside. Right now, you cannot see inside. So they added something to the window so we couldn't see inside anymore. So should be interesting. Do we have Ashley in here today? Nope, not today, not yet. I'm good. I can't complain. Hey, Kim.
Good evening. This is the time set for the 11 p.m. calendar on June 16th, 2025. The court's orders for the taking of DNA and fingerprints that were given on the first calendar of this month will apply to all matters on this calendar. I'll call you each one at a time to the podium, and I'll provide a second name to sit in the chair outside of this room. I will let you know what you are here for, whether or not I have appointed counsel, if you will have a bond, and your release conditions. If we could start with Mr. Curley to the podium and Mr. Arroyo to the chair.
Mr. Curley and Mr. Arroyo?
And your release conditions. If we could start with Mr. Curley to the podium and Mr. Arroyo to the chair.
Okay. What up, Bells? I'm half asleep.
Good evening, sir. Could I please get your name and date of birth?
Michael Curley, 063088.
Thank you. And counsel, can I get the state's appearance?
Ashley Stetson on behalf of the state, Your Honor.
Ashley?
Thank you, counsel. We're here today on a new Superior Court case. It does include one count of aggravated assault, impeding breathing, a Class 4 felony, one count of criminal damage, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and one count of assault, a Class 1 misdemeanor. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a couple of hearings in the downtown Superior Courthouse on Madison Street. Your next hearing will be a status conference June 23rd at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing June 25th at 8:30. Next, we're going to discuss any bonds you may have as well as any release conditions. Ms. Stetson, did you want to put the state's recommendation on the record?
Yes, and to confirm, Your Honor, this is number 20.
Oh, she's
Correct.
in here.
Okay, just double checking. Thank you. Your Honor, state is requesting bond be set in the amount of $50,000 secured. Based on the allegations, obviously the allegations in this case are quite concerning, Your Honor. So it's alleged that the suspect strangled his significant other, who is 9 months pregnant, Your Honor. The Form 4 did indicate that this is a high-risk pregnancy, which obviously causes concerns to the state for the well-being of the unborn child, Your Honor.
What up, Carl?
The state did note that the Form 4 did indicate that the victim is wanting to reconcile. However, Your Honor, despite that, the state does have concerns for the safety of the victim and the unborn child, soon-to-be newborn child, given the allegations. It's also worth noting, Your Honor, that due to the fact that the victim was pregnant at the time of the allegations, there is a 2-year aggravator sentence that can be added to this. That is probationary. There is probation allowed. However, there is an aggravating a sentence for 2 years on top of the charges or the sentence for the strangulation. The state also did reach out to Mesa PD after the state did submit the recommendation, because there was indications that the suspect does have prior misdemeanor convictions. But when the state looked up the public records, they were unable to find out what those convictions were. It does appear that there is a 2012 disorderly conduct domestic violence conviction. I don't know if that's what Your Honor is showing as well. Given the length of time, that does appear that that was a different victim. So obviously that does cause concerns for the state as well, if there is a second victim. But based on everything, the state is asking for $50,000 secured. Additionally, Your Honor, and
she's in person.
If not more important, the state is asking for the statutory allowed electronic monitoring, no contact with the victim, not to return to the incident location. The state is also asking for a no consumption, no illegal substances based on the allegations that the suspect may have been under the influence at the time of the allegations.
That's not an excuse.
Thank you.
If you can't handle substances or drinking, you shouldn't be
So,
doing
Mr.
it.
Curley, there are 15 factors I have to take into consideration when determining whether or not a bond should be set and what an appropriate bond should be. And that does include the views of the victim, the nature and circumstances of the offense charged, whether or not you pose any danger to others in the community, and whether or not you have any ties to our community, and whether or not you pose any risk for failing to appear at any future hearing. As the state has mentioned, there are some great concerns regarding the alleged circumstances in this case, and I do have some concerns about your safety in the community to others, specifically to the alleged victim in this case. I also did take into consideration the views of the victim, which she did indicate at this time. She had some concerns about you being taken into custody and potential reconciliation, along with the fact that you have self-surrendered in this case. And so when I take all of those factors into consideration, I am going to set a secured appearance bond of $25,000. Secured appearance meaning you can use a bail bonding company, typically going to be 10% plus collateral. You will have written conditions of release. All of it will be included in your paperwork, but I do want to touch upon a few of those. It does include no contact with the alleged victim, complainant, or witness. If an order of protection or order against harassment is issued in the future, you are required to comply with all terms of that. Again, all of this will be written in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
So if I were able to get the bond and everything else, having obviously in the process of reconcile and everything else, trying to, well, due to the fact that I'm the sole provider for my family. How does that work out as in communication-wise?
So if you do postpone, you would be released. However, you do have orders indicating you are not to have any contact with the victim at this time. I am appointing counsel to represent you. You will meet with your attorney on June 23rd. At that time, you can discuss whether or not it's appropriate to ask the judge to make any amendments to these orders. But at this time, you are not to have any contact.
Okay.
Okay. Anything further, sir?
No, that should be it.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Curley. If you'll step to your left, the officer will give you that paperwork.
Well, for that
Mr. Arroyo to the podium and Mr. Vargas to the chair.
Ashley Stenson. Can't stand that.
Good evening, sir. Could I get your name and date of birth?
Edwin Arroyo, 12/03/1977.
Thank you, sir. And can I get the state's appearance?
Yes, Your Honor. Ashley Stetson on behalf of the state.
Thank you, counsel. We do have 3 cases here on the calendar this evening. The first one is a new Superior Court case. It does include 1 count of aggravated domestic violence, a Class 5 felony, and 1 count of disobeying an order of the court, a Class 1 misdemeanor. In this case, probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You're going to have some hearings in the downtown Superior Courthouse on Madison Street. You'll have a status conference June 23rd at 8:30. And a preliminary hearing June 25th at 8:30. You have 2 additional cases on the calendar, and that's because you're on probation in 2 cases. And so when you were picked up for this offense, it is a term 1 violation of your probation. So I will appoint counsel in those cases as well. And you'll have a probation revocation hearing June 23rd at 8:30. Next, we will discuss any bond and release conditions you may have. Would the state like to put their recommendation on the record?
Your Honor, the state was not prepared to make a recommendation on this one. The state did provide a written recommendation. The state would just ask that Your Honor follow that recommendation. It does, if the state's memory serves the state correctly, this was a violation of our protection order. The suspect does have several convictions for previous DVs. He is on probation out of Pinal County, state believes, for an aggravated assault. Additionally, he has possible probation or a warrant out of Apache Junction. State isn't I don't remember if it's a warrant or if it's probation, one or the other, out of Apache Junction, Your Honor.
Miss,
That's just
I
the
was
way she
only
talks.
doing what probation told me to do. I was at a probation approved address. The thing was, since the order of protection was signed by the judge in January, we all thought that January was going to be up for 2 years, but I got served the paperwork in October, so it went all the way to October for the 2 years for the order of protection. I wasn't trying to violate that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, my probation officer even was there right before I got arrested at that address. We have that address down for probation. That's my family's home. That's my wife and kids. Like, we just lapsed in the paperwork. Like, so.
Do your thing, Ashley. Do your.
I just did 7 months here in jail, Your Honor, and I completed the Redeem program. I'm supposed to be going to do a culinary class in 2 days.
So I am looking at the notes, and it does indicate that when you were knocking on the door, the person who has the order of protection contacted the police department based on you being at the protected address. And it looks like you were still at the location at the time the police department arrived. And it does look like, looking at a history of your criminal history, it looks like you have some previous convictions related to some domestic violence related cases.
Yeah, and in which Your Honor, if I may, when we get to the part where I'm defending myself, I'm going to ask for a forensic evaluation. There's a pattern here when it comes to me being the victim of narcissistic abuse.
Okay, so I'm going to stop you there just because I don't want you saying anything that you shouldn't say because you don't have your attorney here right now.
What I'm saying is that she knew, and my probation officer knew that was an address that I was using.
Okay. So because you had a valid order of protection, you still were not allowed to return to that address. It looks like that is set to expire hold on, sir, please don't interrupt me. That is set to expire October 2nd, 2025. I am going to set a $5,000 bond in this case. It is secured appearance, meaning you can use a bail bonding company, typically going to be 10% plus collateral. You're going to have a $50 bond on each of your other cases. So it's a total of $5,100 between the 3 cases. You're not to return to the scene of the alleged crime. You're not to have any contact with the alleged victim, complainant, or witness. You must obey the order of protection that's currently in place, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours. Your next hearing is on June 23rd at 8:30, and at that time you can discuss any defense you have with your counsel, okay? Yes. If you'll step to your left, the officers will give you that paperwork.
One more question. I mean, would you consider releasing me on an ankle monitor or something like that? I'm supposed to start a program to the culinary arts at St. Mary's, and like I said, I just got released. And
I'm not going to release you on an ankle monitor today. The state was asking for $10,000, and I'm setting the $5,000 bond, but that will remain here tonight. If you don't post bond and you're still in custody at your next hearing, speak to your attorney about whether or not it's appropriate to ask for an amendment at that time. Okay?
Yeah, I was just doing what I was told. I mean, I was not trying to violate order of protection.
I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Mr. Vargas to the podium.
What up, Sue? Welcome back.
And Anderson.
I like this judge.
To the chair.
What do you guys think about this judge? Damn. What's up?
Good evening, sir. Could I get your name and date of birth?
Super young. David Vargas, July 24, 2003.
Thank you, sir. And counsel, did you want to make an appearance on this case?
Yes, Your Honor. Ashley Stetson on behalf of the state.
Thank you, counsel. It does look like we are here today on a new Superior Court case. It does include 1 count of unlawful flight from a law enforcement vehicle, a Class 5 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a status conference on June 23rd at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing June 25th at 8:30. Would the state like to put their recommendation on the record?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. Your Honor, the state is requesting bond be set in the amount of $5,000 secured appearance bond. Defendant not to possess any firearms, not to return to the incident location, no direct or indirect contact with the victims, including any witnesses or law enforcement officers, and not to consume alcohol or ingest any illegal substances. Additionally, Your Honor, the state did ask for a no driving condition based on the allegations presented. Your Honor, the allegations are that the DPS trooper observed the suspect driving on I-17 near milepost 198. The trooper allegedly observed the suspect attempting to avoid law enforcement, and as the trooper positioned himself behind the vehicle abruptly changed lanes into the number 1 lane. The vehicle then made an unsafe lane change, cutting off another motorist, nearly causing a collision. The trooper did activate his emergency lights and sirens, Your Honor. The driver was alleged to have accelerated to a high rate of speed, fleeing northbound on I-17 at speeds exceeding 100 miles an hour. Your Honor, the state would note that this was occurring approximately at 5:37 a.m. So there wasn't. It wasn't daylight time at that time, Your Honor, and this becomes a time when there are motorists on the road driving to and from work, Your Honor. The troop, after the suspect was observed to accelerate to speeds exceeding 100 miles an hour, a pursuit was initiated. The suspect was observed exiting Grant Street. He ran a red light, Your Honor, at the intersection and re-entered I-17 to continue fleeing. At that time, Your Honor, due to the safety of the pursuit, the trooper decided to discontinue the pursuit. The vehicle records revealed that the vehicle was registered to the suspect, David Brian Vargas, whose date of birth is July 24th, 2023. Additionally, later the suspect, troopers did make contact with the suspect. He initially said that he had let someone borrow his vehicle, but then admitted to being the driver. He does have a warrant out of Glendale. The state did pull that information, and it was a fail to appear for a hit and run, Your Honor. He also has some older driving offenses out of Glendale for maybe driving without, like on an intermediate driver's license, driving without a driver. Also worth noting, Your Honor, the suspect is either on federal probation and or release. The state
Federal
is,
probation?
based on the JWI that the state ran, it was a little unclear to as whether or not he had pled and he was on probation or he was on term conditions of release, Your Honor. Those do appear to be some sort of drug offenses. So the state is asking for a $5,000 secured appearance bond. Thank you.
Thank you, counsel.
I'll bite her ankles, eh?
So I see that you're raising your hand. I will give you an opportunity to speak. I do want to let you know that this is being recorded. You do not have your attorney here, and the state is here listening. So I would caution you on what you say here today.
Okay, so the Glendale warrant, it's not for me because the last name is spelled different. It has a different letter. I think it's the E instead of the A, and I double checked that with the state troopers that pulled me over and arrested me, and they checked into it and they said that wasn't for me.
Okay, so I do see a note that the Glendale has a hold based on that warrant. I do not have any additional information as it relates to your Glendale warrant. They may transport you to Glendale to see a judge as it relates to that, and you can see if they can resolve that issue at that hearing, but that won't take place before me, okay? So I do have some definite concerns with the allegations that were alleged in the Form 4 here today. I do believe you pose a danger to the community based on the driving situation that took place, as well as I believe you are a flight risk based on the fact that you were fleeing the police in an attempt to avoid arrest. And so based on those things, I am going to set a secured appearance bond of $5,000. You do have
Crime don't
release
stop.
conditions. It is going to
Crime
include
is
that you may not
24/7,
possess any
especially
weapons
at
or
nighttime.
alcohol, and you may not drive a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. I am not putting any restrictions today indicating that you cannot drive. However, based on this arrest, the MVD may administratively withdraw your license or suspend it. So you need to check with them before you drive a vehicle, as you are not allowed to do that without a valid driver's license. It also does look like you are on probation, a federal probation, so you do need to contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release, okay? All of that will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions, sir?
No, that's it.
Okay, if you'll step to your left, they'll give you that paperwork. Thank you, sir.
This is only specific to Arizona.
Anderson to the podium,
Other
and
states are not
Darwin
like
to
this.
the chair.
It is different than other states. So a lot of people get in there, and that,
Good evening, sir. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Because they're not used to it.
Anderson Puga, 0303-1991.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on a grand jury warrant that was issued. It does indicate it's for an offense date of September 7th, 2024, and it includes 3 counts of aggravated DUI, a class 4 felony. I am going to appoint an attorney to represent you and set an arraignment hearing on June 24th at 8:30. I am affirming the secured appearance bond of $5,000. If you post bond, you have written conditions of release to include not possessing any drugs without a valid prescription. You may not possess or consume any alcohol or drive a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. All of this information will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
Yeah, no, that's it.
Okay, if you'll step to your left, the officer will give you that paperwork.
You got a screen recording now.
Darwin Hurtado to the podium and Joel Rivera to the chair.
Go home, Ashley. Go home. Hey, what up, Trap Queen?
Good evening, sir. Could I get your name and date of birth?
Yes, my name is Darwin Hurtado. My date of birth is 3/17/92.
Thank you, sir. It does look like we are here on a new Superior Court case. It does include 1 count of criminal trespass in the 1st degree of a residential structure, a class 6 felony, and 1 count of disobeying an order of the court, a class 1 misdemeanor. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You will have a status conference June 23rd at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing June 25th at 8:30. Those will both take place in the downtown Superior Courthouse on Madison Street. You have a secured appearance bond of $1,500. If that bond is posted, you will have written conditions of release. It will include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any victims, you may not possess any weapons, and you must obey the terms of the order of protection that has been issued against you. All of that information will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
My only question is, how exactly because right now I don't have enough funds to make those court appearances. Can I get help to go get transportation, or how does that work?
So if you don't post bond, you'll remain in custody and they will take you to the hearings. At that time, I would recommend talking to your attorney to see if they have any resources available for things such as bus passes to ensure that you can attend these hearings, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right,
Miss.
if you'll step to your left, sir, they'll give you that paperwork. Joel Rivera to the podium.
And this was in
And
sandals.
Rakeem Alexander to the chair. Good evening. Could I get your name and date of birth?
Well, Gino Rivera, 4/12/93.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on 2 probation violation warrants with allegations that you violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you, and I'm going to set a probation revocation hearing June 23rd at 8:30 in the morning. That applies to both cases. You have a secured appearance bond of $1,000 in one case and $100 in the other, for a total of $1,100. If you post bond, you have written conditions of release. It does include not possessing any weapons or alcohol and contacting your probation officer within 72 hours. All of that will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
No.
Thank you, sir. If you'll step to your left, I'll give you that paperwork. Mr. Alexander to the podium and Mr. Delgado
And
to
what's
the
up with these
chair.
people committing crimes in sandals, man? Keep your shoes on so you can at least have a chance to run away. You can't run with sandals. You're going to be fumbling around, flopping around.
Good evening. Could I get your name and date of birth?
Good afternoon. Rakim Alexander, May 16th, 1991.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on a failure to appear bench warrant that was issued for you for a pending drug charge and criminal trespass charge you have pending. I'm going to affirm the attorney that was already appointed to represent you and give you some hearings in the downtown Superior Courthouse. You're going to have a status conference June 23rd at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing June 25th at 8:30. I am affirming the secured appearance bond of $500. If you post that bond, you have written conditions of release. It does include not possessing any drugs without a valid prescription and not driving a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. You do need to ensure you attend these hearings. If you fail to appear again, you will forfeit any bond you post, and they'll issue another failure to appear warrant.
That's the problem right there, Ms. Huckabee. To be honest with you, I got things going on. I'm from New Jersey. I'm independent. What the hell is going on? I got mad stuff going on, and you read my profile, I don't get in no trouble. I'm working hard as hell, and the time frame based on just the $500 bond, I don't have no emergency contacts. I got nothing going on. I got houses, big houses. I got stuff going on. What is like the main thing? Like, you got to stand there. I know I got FTAs, but nobody's giving me a damn chance. So it's like the FTAs are being held back because the time I have to catch up on the time of being here. So it's like, is there any, and I apologize but I speak with my heart, and it's been going on too much. Is there any way, any consideration that, like, I can, I don't know, is there maybe even if I was released, I would stay at a halfway house to court if I had to. Anything else, but there's a holdback on everything else based on that. It doesn't matter if you put me on $1 bond. I can't do anything, and I have to sit, and it's really affected me.
What up, Kimberly?
So the judge who's hearing this case set the bond at $500, so it will remain at the $500 today. If you don't post that bond between now and the next hearing on June 23rd, you can speak to your attorney and see if at that time it's an appropriate time to ask the judge to amend the current bond that they have set in place, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
I was hoping for some more consideration, but I know you got a job to do. Some of us out here, we need a little bit more consideration. Justice is not justice, and freedom is not free.
You can step to your left, they'll give you that paperwork. Thank you, sir.
You put it very
Mr. Delgado to the podium, and Michael L. out to the chair.
I want to see the moaner. I want to
Good
see
evening,
what the moaner
sir.
looks like.
Can I get your name and date of birth?
Roberto Delgado, 12/17/1997.
And sir, are you currently being held on anything else?
Yeah, I'm here on a work release.
Okay. So you're serving time, but you have work release?
Yeah, I'm doing work release.
Okay.
Yes.
And you have a set, like, days and times you're allowed to be out of custody. What are those set for?
They're for 4 a.m. I get out, and I have to be back at 4 p.m.
Okay, and what days is it?
It's just this week. I have 6 days, so I had to do the weekend, and then I'm barely on Monday. I came back, they arrested me.
What the?
And then I had it till Thursday, and I'm supposed to be on house arrest after that.
Okay. So the reason you're here, I'm not sure if you've been told, but they found a warrant that you have coming out of the Encanto Justice Court. It looks like it relates to a DUI and failing to pay some fines.
Yeah, it's
some
like a $250 fine, I believe.
That's what the bond is. I'm not sure if that directly correlates with the remaining balance or not, but that is the bond that they have set on this case. So you said your time on work release will be done this week?
Yes.
And then when you are released for house arrest, are you going to be able to have restrictions to go to work there as well?
I have no idea because it's been a whole process of trying to get into jail.
He's lying because he's touching his face.
They told me on Thursday or
He's showing
Friday
signs of deception.
I have to go and get the monitor on.
A lot of
and then that's when they'll tell me like about work and all that.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'll release you on this. I still have to give you a hearing date. It's going to be for July 3rd at 1:30 in the afternoon in the Encanto Justice Court. I have some concerns whether or not you'll be able to appear, depending on how your house arrest.
What time is it at?
1:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah, I can make it then.
I'm going to put the Encanto Justice Court phone number in here for you so you can contact them. If it is, in fact, just failing to pay some fines, you can also call them in advance and see if you can get back on a payment plan.
Yeah,
they can maybe
it's because I
vacate
didn't
that
get
hearing.
on. I appreciate it because I didn't. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I appreciate it because I didn't get on the payment plan because I didn't have any money at the time.
Okay.
So.
Your Honor, if I may interrupt, from the state's experience, if he if he's on house arrest, if he contacts pretrial services who typically oversee house arrest and explains to him they have court, they typically work with them to be able to attend their court hearings.
Okay. I appreciate that, Ms. Stetson. So it sounds like you might be able to get that approved it isn't anyways for work purposes. Again, with it being a financial obligation, you may be able to resolve it by contacting them. However, if they don't dismiss or vacate that hearing, make sure you attend it, okay?
Okay.
So let me just add some notes in here, and then I will reprint this paperwork for you. But again, that'll be July 3rd at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Thank you, I appreciate you.
Including the
Okay,
owner.
perfect. So I think that's ready to be reprinted. If you don't have any further questions, if you'll just take a seat out there, they'll reprint that and bring that up.
Thank you,
okay?
Judge.
Thank you, sir. Mr. L out to the podium and Mr. Palomino to the chair. Palomino, sit in the blue chair. Good evening. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Michael L. Out, July 3rd, 1983.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on a new Superior Court case. It does include 1 count of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony, and 1 count of criminal trespass, a Class 3 misdemeanor. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You are going to have a status conference July 1st at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing July 3rd at 8:30. Those are both in the downtown Superior Courthouse on Madison Street. I am releasing you to the supervision of pretrial services. You'll have written conditions of release to include not returning to the scene of the crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, and you may not possess any drugs without a valid prescription or drive a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. All of this information will be in your paperwork. You'll also get an envelope with some instructions. You'll need to contact pretrial services once you've been released. If you fail to appear at any of these hearings, a warrant will issue for your arrest, and you'll likely be held on bond at a future hearing. Did you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir. If you'll step to your left, they'll give you that paperwork.
Who's there? She said she's gonna come on regardless of whether I tell her or not. So she's disguised now.
Mr. Palomino to the podium and Mr. Williams to the chair. Good evening. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Jesus Palomino, 9/24/1988.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on a new Superior Court case. It does include 1 count of narcotic drug possession, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You are going to have a status conference July 1st at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing July 3rd at 8:30.
What kind of
I am releasing you to the supervision of pretrial services. You have written conditions of release to include not possessing any drugs without a valid prescription or driving a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. You'll also get an envelope with your paperwork. You'll need to read the instructions and contact pretrial services. If you fail to appear at any of the hearings, a warrant will issue for your arrest, and you'll likely be held on a bond at the next hearing. Did you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, just step to your left, sir. They'll give you that paperwork. Thank you.
All right, she's gone.
Mr. Williams to the podium and Mr. Scroggins to the chair. Can you repress this one?
NBA. Oh,
Good evening. Can I get your name and date of birth?
David Lee Williams Jr., December 1993.
Thank you, sir. It does look like we have 3 cases on the calendar. The first one is a new Superior Court case. It does include 1 count of narcotic drug possession, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of criminal trespass, a Class 3 misdemeanor. For purposes of this hearing only, I am not finding probable cause as to the narcotic drug. However, that does not mean that they will not test the substance and move forward with that charge, so it is not dismissed. I'm just not finding probable cause today. I am finding probable cause for purposes of the criminal trespass charge. I'm appointing an attorney to represent you and setting a status conference July 1st at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing July 3rd at 8:30. You also have 2 cases that you're on probation. So when you were picked up for this offense, it is a term 1 violation of your probation. So I am appointing an attorney and setting a probation revocation hearing June 23rd at 8:30. So between these cases, you have 3 hearings coming up, all in the downtown Superior Courthouse. I am releasing you today on your own recognizance. That is your promise to appear at these hearings. You have written conditions of release to include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime. You may not possess any weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours. All of this information will be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
All right. And officer, we did need to reprint number 2, so if you don't mind grabbing that. And Mr. Williams, if you'll take a seat out there, they'll bring you your paperwork.
All right,
Thank you, sir. Mr. Scroggins to the podium and Ms. Fairfield to the chair. Good morning, or excuse me, good evening. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Rich Scroggins, 11566.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on 2 probation violation warrants that were issued in December of 2005. I am going to appoint an attorney to represent you and set a probation revocation hearing June 23rd at 8:30 in the morning. That applies to both of your probation cases. I am going to release you today on your own recognizance. That is your promise to appear at these hearings. I did take into consideration that you self-surrendered, and there are no new charges along with these 2 probation violation cases. There'll be written conditions of release. It will include not possessing any weapons or alcohol and contacting your probation officer within 72 hours of release. If you fail to appear at that hearing, a warrant will issue for your release, and you'll likely be held on bond at the next hearing. Did you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, sir. If you'll step to your left, they'll give you that paperwork. Ms. Fairfield to the podium.
I got tired of running. Might as well he ran this long, might as well run for another 20.
Good evening. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Janelle Fairfield, July 18, 1981.
Thank you, ma'am. It does look like you have 2 cases on the calendar. The first one is a new Superior Court case. It includes 1 count of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of narcotic drug possession, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. For purpose of this hearing only, I am not finding probable cause as to the dangerous drug possession. I am finding probable cause to the other 2 counts. That does not mean that dangerous drug possession is dismissed, but for purposes of this hearing, I'm not finding probable cause. I am appointing an attorney to represent you and setting some hearings for you. You are going to have a status conference on July 1st at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing July 3rd at 8:30. You have a second case on the calendar, and that is a direct complaint that was filed, and that has a date of April 13th, 2023. And it's for 1 count of dangerous drug possession, 1 count of narcotic drug possession, both Class 4 felonies, and 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. I'm appointing counsel in that case as well. The same hearing dates apply to this case as well. I'm releasing you today on your own recognizance. That's your promise to appear at these hearings. You have written conditions of release to include not possessing any drugs without a valid prescription and not driving a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. All of this will be in your paperwork. If you fail to appear, a warrant will issue, and they'll likely hold you on bond at the next hearing. Did you have any questions, ma'am?
No, I don't.
Okay, just step to your left. They'll give you that paperwork.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hey, so actually sticking around, I think there
Case
might be some
number
bad
7,
cases.
Phoenix Young, date of birth July 25th, 2002, will proceed as a house call due to him being a danger to self. We are here on a failure to appear bench warrant for a pending drug charge. I will affirm the attorney previously appointed to represent him and set a status conference June 23rd at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing June 25th at 8:30. I am affirming the secured appearance bond of $500. You will have written conditions of release to include not possessing any drugs without a valid prescription and not driving a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. If anything changes after I meet with him, I will update the written record. Case number 9 and 30, Armando Soto, date of birth July 26, 1987, will proceed as a house call due to Mr. Soto being unable to function. Case number 9 is a new Superior Court case for 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony, and 1 count of criminal trespass, a Class 1 misdemeanor. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent him and setting a status conference July 1st at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing July 3rd at 8:30. Case number 30 is a probation violation. It is a Term 1 violation when he was picked up for this offense. I am appointing counsel and setting a probation revocation hearing June 23rd at 8:30. I am releasing Mr. Soto on his own recognizance. That is his promise to appear. He will have written conditions of release to include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, and contact his probation officer within 72 hours. If anything changes after I meet with him, I will update the written record. Case number 10, Jawan Ingram, date of birth August 30th, 1998, will proceed as a house call due to being a danger to self. Ms. Stetson, did you still want to appear on this case?
Yes, Your Honor, state is requesting the repair, Ashley Stetson on behalf of the state.
Thank you, counsel. We are here on a new Superior Court case. It does include 3 counts of aggravated assault, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of aggravated domestic violence, a Class 5 felony, 1 count of unlawful imprisonment, a Class 6 felony, and 1 count of assault, a Class 1 misdemeanor. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent him. I'm setting a status conference June 23rd at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing June 25th at 8:30. Would the state like to put their recommendations for release conditions on the record?
Yes, Your Honor. The state is requesting bond be set in the amount of $100,000 cash for this matter. The suspect is currently on community supervision for DOC. He has his prior to state. Oh, I wrote it down. That he no. That's for an arrest he had in March of this year. He has prior, I state, believe, for past DVs on the same victims in this case. The state does believe there was an aggravated assault conviction, maybe a disorderly conduct conviction, potentially misconduct involving a weapon conviction as well. State doesn't recall all of the convictions that the suspect has. That he did time for. He was released in November of 2024. Before the state gets into these current allegations, the state would like to note that the suspect was then arrested in March of this year for 1 count of aggravated assault, deadly weapon, 1 count of aggravated domestic violence, disorderly conduct involving a weapon, unlawful imprisonment, and a misdemeanor threat, intimidation with injury or damage to property. That is under review with the Maricopa County Attorney's Office right now. He was held on that case for $75,000 secured. That was a different victim. That was a victim that he allegedly wasn't in a relationship with when he got out of prison in November. State does believe that Form 4 stated that he had been with that significant other as of December of 2024. In that case, it is alleged that the suspect held a firearm to the suspect's ribs. State would note that he is also a prohibited possessor, so the state doesn't know why there wasn't an MIW charge on that, but that's neither here nor there. So he has those cases that are under review with the Maricopa County Attorney's Office right now with a different victim that causes the state absolute concern for the safety of the community, of safety of all the victims involved. In this case, Your Honor, there does appear to be a protection order protecting the victims that's in place right now. The allegations are against an adult victim who may possibly be a current or ex-girlfriend, ex-significant other that he has children in common with. It's alleged that he pushed the victim and strangled the victim until she went unconscious. What? When she became conscious, she picked up a 7-month-old child and ran into a room with the suspect following after. The suspect then caught up to her, grabbed her by the hair, and pulled her by the hair back into the hotel room, Your Honor. The 7-month-old child baby was in the victim's arms at that time. The officer did note that 7-month-old, while the victim was holding the 7-month-old, the 7-month-old victim, Your Honor, bounced against the abdomen of the adult victim. When they reached the door of the room, that 7-month-old bounced up and down, hit her head on the door frame. He then hit a 7-year-old victim in the chest, then closed the hotel door behind them. The victim ran out of the room. It doesn't differentiate what victim this was, but the victim was unclothed at that point. This was caught on surveillance, Your Honor. There was a third. State does believe it was a 6-year-old that was also assaulted in this case, Your Honor. The adult victim there was a forensic interview done. The forensic interview did show signs that were consistent with being strangled, Your Honor. And also the 6-year-old a forensic interview was done, which he stated that his mother ran out of the room with his sister and the suspect pulled her into the room by her hair. His sister hit her head on the door when the suspect pulled his mother. The suspect then hit him in the face before shutting the door. Your Honor, he does have prior convictions for domestic violence within 84 months. Again, he is on probation, community supervision through the Arizona Department of Corrections. The state did pull his DOC record also. He does have several DOC infractions from 2004 alone, one of which includes fighting. The state did look at his internal risk as well as his custody risk. He is at the highest for both of those. So given his inability to comply while incarcerated does not give the state any hopes that he'll be able to comply with conditions of release while out of custody, Your Honor. Again, Your Honor, this is a case that there does appear to have a protection order against all parties. He has since been arrested twice for very serious allegations, very violent allegations, since being released from community supervision in November. The state does believe that a DOC hold has been placed on him, but nonetheless, that doesn't really give the state any assurances that he's going to comply. So for those reasons, Your Honor, given the fact that there are multiple minors involved in this case, there is an adult victim who was that had the minor children in her care, who was strangled to the point of unconsciousness, obviously is concerning as well, Your Honor. So state does believe $100,000 cash is appropriate. Thank you.
They need to double or triple that.
The court does have some concerns regarding his arrest record as well as his prior convictions. In addition to that, the court does believe he poses a risk and a danger if he's within the community. The court is setting a secured appearance bond of $100,000. If that bond is posted, he will be released to pretrial services and equipped with electronic monitoring. He will have written conditions of release to include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with the alleged victim, complainant, or witness. He may not possess any weapons or alcohol. He must obey the terms of the order of protection that has been issued, and he must contact his parole officer within 24 hours. If anything changes after I meet with him, I will update the written record. That does conclude our 11 p.m. calendar, and we will now stand at recess until 5 a.m.
Damn, that's it. Shh, talk about going out with a bang right there. That was bananas right there. I definitely wasn't expecting that for the last one, but hey, it be like that sometimes. Anyhow, hey, I do appreciate you guys. This is the last court of the night, the 11 p.m. court. We will be back tomorrow. I'm not sure. I'll try to be up at about 8 or 9 in the morning my time. That was never ending, right? Hey, it's Jen. Yup. See you tomorrow, guys. And if you guys that are not aware, I also run a YT page at CollectCallFrom. Check me out over there. Hit that follow button over there. It's free. It's free 99. That's right. Hey, thank you, Christina. And for those of you guys that are subscribers, I highly appreciate you guys. All right. You guys are definitely helping me buy them eggs, if you will. Had to wrap it up. Anyhow, hey, I am Collect Call James. You are watching. You have a Collect Call From, and we will see you guys tomorrow, all right? And like I said around here, life's like a candle. Once you blow it out, it slices out. And with that, we're out of here. Rato. See you guys, bird, everybody. Everybody and everybody.